But for now, it sounds as though we are ready to start our next run. So chat, I have one important question for you. Are you a squid? Are you a kid? Or are you perhaps even an octopus? Let us find out the answer to this very important question with with Mega Freak 400. I am just messing up everywhere today. I do apologize. With Mega Freak 400 and Splatoon 3. Boopy.
So if we get pulled in, just stall while I do that and step screen share.
No problem. All right, here we are. Squid Game 3. Mega will be here in just a sec.
Ow! Alright, I'm fine. Welcome, guys. Are you ready for some late night Splatoon?
Or is it?
Look, you know I had to do... Okay.
Or is it early morning Splatoon?
What's the compromise between the both?
Literally mate night.
Literally mate night. You know I had to do another game with ending with a 3. I've done it every SGM. I've done a game with 3 in the title. So this is my Splatoon 3 run. This is probably, I believe, the newest game that we are doing. It literally came out about like about 2 months at this point, give or take, a little bit less than 2 months. And we'll be doing a speed run. It's not the fastest speed run. It's probably going to be pretty chill. But I will show off some sick tech. There is some things I can show off with overworld exploration. And it should be pretty good. Weaver, I believe our donation was for Inkling as the winner, correct?
That is correct. By a small margin of $1. Inkling was the winner of that bidding war.
Alright, so we will go with the Inkling. Now, we have a little bit of time here. Just a heads up, so the run will not actually start for the timer until I press select on the story mode screen. We have to set up the tutorial and the character creation first. So I'll let you know, I'll do a countdown when the timer is ready to go. Timer ends when the screen fades to white after the final boss battle. If people have suggestions for like my hairstyle and stuff, feel free to shout them out in chat. We'll just kind of build a character together. So starting off, do either of you have a preference for style? Would be basically female style or male style?
I like left style.
Left style?
Left gender.
We'll just go with whichever, just first thing I hear is what I'm going with. So any preference on Toad?
Not really.
Okay, we'll just go with this one.
That's a dangerous question.
It is. It wasn't meant to be.
You gotta go with the laser eyeballs.
I am gonna go with the laser. That has to happen. Alright, any preference on hairstyle?
This is the hard one.
This is the hard one. There's a lot of hairstyles here.
I'm keeping an eye on in chat, so if someone has an opinion, you can roll it back and add that in. It's tough.
I know what I'm probably gonna go with if we don't get a pick. Toothpaste eyes. That's I don't know that we're already on the hair. Yeah, you don't get to pick the eyes. I'm not seeing anything in chat, so I'm just gonna
twisty
go
tentacles.
Twisty tentacles. Which one's that? These ones? Pigtails? We could go with
Or
the
the
pigtails.
new braided one. Is that what he might be talking about? On the far left.
This one here? Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go with that. Alright, brows, we're just gonna go for, I like these ones. Let's go with whatever for the pants. And yep. And then for small fry, we also get to pick his hairstyle for little buddy. And we are going with the just definitive best hairstyle, pineapple.
Pineapple.
Okay, so we do have a tutorial that we have to set up here. There is something that we can do even before the speed run begins. And I'll also say, if you were around for the Monster Boy block, we did do a kind of a donation thing for animal facts, for like every $2. But I'd say if we have every like $5 donated, we'll do aquatic animal facts.
Yeah, get those donations in. I'll tell you about any kind of aquatic animal, be it a squid or an octopus or a crab or a bear.
I was about to ask, we might be getting these facts, but can we be certain that these facts are factual?
Well, yesterday I did my best to make sure they were true facts.
You could just be like fake Sonic facts and just make stuff up.
True. I'll give you the fake.
Let's see if I can do
I'll give you the fake facts for free, but if you want true facts, you gotta pay the donation.
I don't know if I'm metal enough to do this skip.
You got this.
There we go. Skipping the tutorial,
Nice.
kinda. Really doesn't say that much time, it just looks cool.
It does.
Speedrun has not started, by the way, yet. This is like the free speedrun. It's the pre-game.
Yeah, it's the appetizer. You can't have your speed run if you don't eat your meat.
Pretty much. So for those who don't know about Splatoon, it's a shooter game, mostly online, but it does have a story mode of sorts. Each Splatoon game has a story mode. The Splatoon 1 and 2's is very similar. 2's is very similar to 1. This one takes the DLC story mode from 2 and kind of like matches it with the story mode from the style from 1. So 3 story modes is actually really fun, and there's a lot of speedrun potential for this run. It's also just a really fun game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason it's become as popular as it has. It's just fun, and it's got great style to it, and the music is fantastic.
Yeah, the way that like the gameplay is so built around like spreading ink around and then using that territory and going into squid form is just like it's all very slick, as you would expect from like a first-party Nintendo game. But still very impressive, considering they don't really do shooters very much up until this point.
Yeah, I don't think... Technically, had Nintendo developed a shooter before this point? Like, I mean, they had companies that developed it for them, but I don't think they themselves in-house had developed a shooter before. Unless I'm just forgetting of an obvious... I mean, I guess Sunshine, if you count that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're just gonna skip through all this. We're not doing any of the online. But we will be doing story mode, so all of our pre-game setup is all good to go. So when I count down, I will hit, not Grisco, I will hit the crater, and we will begin the story mode. So, Bill, if you're ready at the timer, countdown in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, but Bubba, consider Big Man.
Consider Big Man.
Big Man is the most blessed character in this game.
He's so powerful.
And as we get, like, intro here, Weaver, if we have any donations or anything, feel free to chime in. And feel free to chime in at any time. There's probably plenty of... It's a pretty chill run, even though there is stuff to explain.
Alright. Good to know, and no donations quite yet, but Just reminding chat once again that $5 and you get some aquatic animal facts from our lovely runner and co-commentator. And you know you want those aquatic animal facts.
You know what I would like to see as well? I think we're pretty close to the halfway point, about 1,000 away. If we could reach the 1,000 before the end of this block, that'd be pretty amazing. So, or the halfway point. If we could get like basically 1,000 before the halfway point, I think a little less than that.
So,
it would be 7,500 basically.
So if we managed to hit that 7,500, not only would we unlock the Steve and Alex Amiibo pack, but we would also unlock another nefarious challenge for Odin, and they would have to partake of a super spicy Twinkie.
Interesting.
That sounds wild.
Would that giveaway be right after this block, or would it be later in the day? Or if we unlock that amiibo?
That I would need to verify with few people, but most likely would be after this block. I would have to
Okay, I just wanted to check on that. So, as we saw there, Captain Cuttlefish is basically the leader of story mode for all these Splatoon games. He's like, the Octarians are coming again! That's pretty much always been the thing, the Octarians are coming. So we are, basically, he's recruited us into his, not gang, I guess.
His militia.
His club. His militia to, save the world, basically. So we're given all this cool armor, and we're pretty much jumping right in here. The only difference with this compared to like the previous ones so far, previous story modes, is that the Octolings... Yeah, I just totally forgot to throw small fry. The Octolings are a little weird this time around. They got a little bit of stubble on them. They didn't shave, apparently. Something weird's going on with them.
Yeah. Also, there's this icky paint-like goop everywhere.
There is this inky pig-like goop. So our little friend, the Salmonoid from Salmon Run, he's our little buddy though in this one, in story mode, and he has the ability to eat this fuzzy goop if you give him power eggs. So that's gonna be like the big thing for this run, is basically you'll see as we continue on, a lot of it's gonna be about navigating the goop and being able to like get enough eggs to like navigate the goop without what am I trying to say, Sneaky? You get what I'm trying to say here. Trying to get enough eggs to navigate the goop, like trying to get as little eggs as possible, so you can basically get an efficient route. Is kind of the whole point of the whole point of the speed run, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're trying to basically optimize the amount of eggs you need in order to open a path through the overworld to the levels that are required no matter what, those being obviously the main boss fights of each world.
Now this like, I wouldn't say tutorial, but basically it is. The first few levels are pretty much straightforward. There's not much to talk about here, besides don't like be fast. I will say I have practiced this run, not as hard as I did for Monster Boy, but I have practiced it. I am not the best at this run by any means. The world record right now, I think, for any percent is down to under an hour. I think like 50 minutes. Won't be quite that fast, but it will be still decently fast, I'd say.
If I remember correctly, the world record also, once they like get into like the main hub, they don't do any levels anymore besides like requirements.
Yeah, so because this is a new game, this speedrun has been like I basically played it because Odin was a little generous. I was able to get it. The deadline for submitting for SGM was pretty much around when the game came out. So I quickly got a time of sorts for the speedrun. But as you can imagine, because the game has been out for a bit, there's been development throughout the past month and a half, basically. And the route that I'm doing is not the fastest route, but I think it's an interesting one. It's probably the most fun for the marathon. But yeah, as Sneaky was saying, the most recent route, pretty much like at this point, there's no levels. It's all just overworld navigation, which personally I think is just not as fun for a marathon. but it's definitely like it will still be very. It's definitely the preferred way to do the route because you know the least amount of gameplay you can do, the better. Who plays games when you play games anymore? Okay. So we actually do have a little bit of a trick here. And the game acknowledges this trick, I believe, as well. And if I mess up this, I'll make sure to show it off still. Ah, darn it. Hang on. I think it's worth showing off, so... Can I not reach there? Oh, come on, there's barely... We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this trick. It's worth doing. Just not my day tonight. This usually is not taking this too long to set up.
Don't worry, you got this. This is shaking the rust off before we really get into it.
Well, while I'm doing this, Sneaky, for anyone that's like a Splatoon like virgin who has never played Splatoon before, could you explain like the basics of Splatoon? I guess because you know I've been talking about like the speedrun stuff. But what about someone who's never seen the game before?
Sure. So the general sort of idea of Splatoon is that you play as a advanced cephalopod creature who can shapeshift between two forms, a sort of humanoid one and a swim form, which is like a original squid or octopus that is like made of ink. And they use their ink as ammo in their guns and they spread it around on the ground and on the walls and everything. And if a surface is inked, then they can go into their swim form and just like submerge themselves into the wall and slide around and climb up walls, as long as it's covered with their same color of ink.
Yeah, and for like multiplayer, it's very interesting because you're basically doing territorial control, but like it's visually you can see where you know someone's controlling the territory versus like a typical shooter where you're doing it just with crowd control, like on your like just placement of where your guys are. But it adds for some very interesting gameplay and for interesting movement options, I would say. The game is also just a post-apocalyptic, also.
Thank you very much as someone who has never played Splatoon before for that insight. Do we have a moment for a quick donation?
Yeah.
All right. And I do apologize in advance if I happen to butcher anyone's names. We have $3.33 from Tharum. Fun and true ocean facts. Yes, we're getting facts not just from our runners, but from our donators as well. Crustaceanization is when a crustacean evolves from a non-crab form into a crab form. You will evolve into a crab too. There's no escaping it. Accept your fate. Thank you very much.
I don't know if I want to be a crab.
Thank you very much for that donation. And just as a reminder, we do currently have a bid war open for what character Starman will play as during their SSX on tour run. So feel free to leave what character you would like to see in your donation comment if you want to have your character of choice selected for that run.
Well, we were just kind of, like I said, cruising along. The beginning portions of this run, the interesting part of the speed run does not really begin until you get to the main overworld. Right now, we're just pretty much going through the levels. That skip that I did earlier with the switch, you can jet up there by just like putting enough paint to get on top of that platform, but not enough to activate the switch. And as you'll have noticed, Captain Cuttlefish does in fact say, "Oh wow, good job." It's really cool when the games acknowledge... I was not fast enough for that, darn it. It's really cool when games acknowledge stuff like that. Like how on Yoshi's Island when you beat Naval Piranha, like with the egg skip. KMX like, oh my, like the developers acknowledge that yes, you can do this. It is intentional, or at least it is acknowledged. Alright, and with that, we are onto the boss of this world. The crater, I guess. Okay, let me... Alright, are you guys ready for octopuses?
I am. I'm always ready for octopi.
Alright, so we have this giant mecha piloted by DJ Octavio. He is the villain of the first two games, but he's the first boss in this game. And yeah, it seems that Octavio is not the one that's manipulating the Octolings this time. Something else is going on. What could that be?
Could be anything. A deeper villain lay in the shadows.
Villain plot twists can be fun. Though I do think, at least as far as like movies are concerned, I do think it's been a little overplayed. It feels like almost every Disney movie nowadays is like, hey, let's have a twist villain.
Yeah. To be fair, you can barely call this a twist villain because this is World 1.
It's a twist to me. To be fair, I would still say the game still does have a twist villain. It's just not it. Though I guess it's not a case of like Disney it loves to go with the trope of, hey, here's your best friend. Oh, actually, your best friend's evil. Or this very nice character is actually like the evil mastermind. So right now, the main goal of this boss fight is just to hit his fist back at him by spraying enough ink. If you cover in your ink, the general rule of Splatoon world in general is if you cover something in your ink, that's good. You want as much of your ink on something as possible, whether it is a weapon, whether it is the general... did I get it? Okay. Whether it's the floor, you always want your ink to be everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Having territory control is basically the entire end goal in a lot of circumstances.
And this story mode is, like, the story modes for Splatoon basically also act as, like, a little bit of a tutorial for the multiplayer. But I think they stand on their own, to be honest. They're pretty fun, I guess platforming? They're basically platformers in a way.
Yeah. It's like puzzle platforming, parentheses, shooting.
It doesn't really happen that much that you see a shooter and a platformer mix.
Yeah.
I know Banjo-Tooie always comes to my mind for that, because...
For me, my brain goes to Metroid Prime, which is also basically a puzzle platformer shooter.
I guess you're right, Metroid Prime is... Speaking of Metroid Prime...
Stay tuned for our next block. The Metroid Prime game that is not a puzzle platformer shooter.
Platformer. But yeah, I guess you're right. Metroid Prime is kind of a puzzle platform in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even that, like, that game was not developed by Nintendo either. That game was developed by...
Retro.
Retro.
And because it's in first person, the platforming can't really be as slick as it is in Splatoon.
You know my takes on first person. I think it's just so awkward. So there's, like, if Splatoon was first person, I don't think I would like it as much.
Yeah. I think
I enjoyed Metroid Prime.
If Splatoon was first person, I think a lot of people would get motion sickness going in this swim form.
That I could get. Could you imagine first person while swimming would be very interesting.
That would be.
You mean you
Alright,
didn't
we're quitting the
like
game,
how
by
the
the way.
Splatoon 1 tutorial forced you to start in first person perspective?
I mean, I guess it did, right? Because we were staring at cuttlefish, but like that's for you need to take in cuttlefish's like majesty.
Yeah.
That's just what you have to do.
Exactly.
All right. So now that we quit the mode, we need to not do that. We need to go back to the crater, and we skip a bit of a cutscene, just so you know we have like everything bad has happened.
A giant hole opened, and we all fell in it.
Yeah, we're basically we went underground, and Nintendo now presents
Nintendo presents Weird Fish.
Weird Fish. Hashtag Weird Fish. Splatoon 3. So Splatoon 3 is not actually started until now. Timer should still be going though, actually,
Yeah.
because we actually have been going. It's officially Splatoon 3 time.
Yeah.
So when I played this a month ago, I was worried like it was just going to be the Octolings again, and they're like, no, we're going to put in what we learned for Octo Expansion, because Octo Expansion, as I did at the first SGM, is a pretty fun run. I really enjoy Octo Expansion a lot. It's just a fun mode. And while I think it's still better than this story mode, I still really enjoy what they did with the story mode. And they made it feel at least a little distinct from Octo Expansion, so it wasn't just a rehash, unlike Splatoon 2 story mode to Splatoon 1's. Fun fact, this character is basically your character from Splatoon 1. There is actually a way to change their... I believe... Is it confirmed that it bases it on your save data from Splatoon 2, I think, from Octo Expansion, potentially? The look of what the character looks like?
I don't know if that's confirmed. I think that's
Okay,
just
but
colloquial knowledge.
Okay. Well, regardless, there earlier on, there was like a seat that Captain Cuttlefish has. There's like a notepad on there that you can choose what the look of Agent 3 is.
Yeah.
We didn't do that because that would take too long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you can change their hair and their eye color and skin tone with the exact same like choices that you had in Splatoon 1 for your character customization, so you can make it exactly the same as what you had when you were the old Agent 3. Assuming you've played Splatoon 1.
Alright, so this is where the real game begins. Except for not really, because we have to do this level. It's just, you're forced. You only get one choice. You really do.
Get to know Alterna, your only choice to start this run.
So we're gonna get greeted here by a dolphin of sorts. Not really a dolphin, it's just a dolphin in name only, I guess.
Yeah, it's an artificial intelligence dolphin.
And we'll pretty much be... If you watched Octo Expansion, like, it's very similar. The levels are more set up like Octo Expansion at this point. What's different is how you navigate the overworld. With Octo Expansion, you had a rail line, so it's pick the line that's the fastest to get to the things you need. Here, it's navigating the ooze, and you still have... There's 3 points that we'll need to get to the final area. And the goal is to basically get to those points as fast as possible. Mm-hmm. And by doing levels or by clearing the overworld, you can get power eggs to clear the ooze, and that is basically what you're going to be seeing here. But we're going to do a few tricks to kind of speed things up a little bit. And as I do, this level is pretty straightforward here. As I'm doing this level, if any marine fact donations or anything has come in, let's go ahead and hear them.
Nothing more that's come in since our fun little ocean act, but there is plenty of time for those donations to come in, both to try and help reach that 7,500 goal before the end of this run, as well as helping to select our character for SSX on tour.
Alright. Also,
What are our choices for that, by the way?
Our
Yeah.
choices are Luigi, Mario, Peach, and Unicorn.
alright.
And if you were to ask for my personal opinion, I think we need to go Team Unicorn.
I'm also
Unicorn definitely is the odd one out there. I'm interested in this.
I don't know, Luigi's basically a unicorn when you think about it.
You're right.
Sorry, what were you gonna say, Sneaky?
I was gonna say, I didn't really, like, think about it because I'm tired, but, orca is not a dolphin. It's very clearly based on an orca, which is a killer whale.
But the thing is, the icon doesn't look like a killer whale.
Yeah, it
I
does.
feel like.
I mean, it doesn't have the eye spot, but it has a darker top and a white underbelly.
Okay, well, we'll learn orca facts if you donate.
If you donate
$5
$5
to
and ask
educate
about
me.
orcas, I'll give you orca facts. Or just ask about any aquatic animal.
Fun fact: orca in Splatoon 3 is not a dolphin.
That one's a freebie.
My excuse is I'm also tired, though I'm probably less tired than you are actually somehow.
Yeah.
Just because I'm used to the night shift, so my body's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be up at this time.
I got less sleep than I planned to because some friends were playing Jackbox yesterday night.
Did it go well?
It did go well. It was fun.
I was we played for SGM. We played the Jackbox, the new Jackbox, and that's pretty fun. The new one.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun block. The Madame Toadstool and Madame Wario, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
All right, so here is where the actual run begins. I've said this.
This is gonna be the new
times
first
also.
boss.
This is the first boss of Splatoon 3. Okay, so we need to do the eat up this fuzz. And our first goal, I mean, I'll get this. I'm gonna improvise a little bit, but we're gonna go to this kettle for sure because the Big Bang one is a very short level, as you'll see.
What caused the bang bing? You.
The Bang Bing.
It is a fun level. Take the shot.
There we go. First try.
Nicely
Ignore
done.
that first shot.
One shot.
Always
one
first
kill.
try, every time. Hey, chat also, or if you want to give it as a donation, again, it'd be really awesome if we were able to reach 7,500, the halfway point by the end of this block. But chat, what is your favorite song from Splatoon 3, or any Splatoon game, actually? Though, describing this is probably going to be harder than it should be, because, I don't know, you'll just have to sing it in chat.
Yeah, it's too bad that songs don't have more identifiable quick ways to talk about them. Like, they don't have names or titles or artists.
Yeah. Well, they do have... Splatoon has... So what's cool about this game is it's got a lot of style to it. It has a whole fake... there's a bunch of bands in-game, like fictional bands that it created that made the songs for the game and for like the multiplayer. It's pretty cool in that way, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I gotta jump from this, I think. Okay, yeah, there we go. So we're gonna skip up there and grab this little extra secret, which is a Sardinium, which will be used for upgrading our hero shot and hero armor. And I believe that is everything for setup. We're gonna go be Spider-Man.
This game really makes you feel like Squidderman.
Squidderman. I like the one that goes doot doot squiddly dee.
That's a good one.
I feel like that's a SpongeBob reference.
Hello, yes. Could you please play that one again?
Which one? No, man, that doesn't go doot doot dotty. I can't remember what the whole reference was. But...
The one that goes beep boop beep beep boop boop beep boop.
All right.
Beep beep bop.
We are failing at Spider Squid right now. Also. Okay, so the Zipcaster is a new special that was added to Splatoon 3. It is like the most fun power-up, especially in platforming levels. Because as you can see, you're basically Spider Squid.
Yeah, you basically have a really long arm that you can stretch out and latch onto surfaces and it explodes when you grab on.
In combat, I think it's like it's interesting how it works. Like people can definitely make good use of it, but I feel like it's like the most like I guess highest bar for using, I would say. Like in terms of like usability, it's not as easy to make good use of it in combat versus like just shooting giant missiles or something.
Yeah, it's
because you have to be kind of creative in what you do.
It definitely has a very high skill ceiling.
It definitely feels like it was more designed first for the platforming levels before it was designed for the multiplayer.
Yeah.
But it works in both.
It looks as though we have a few votes in chat for this current, what they're lovingly referring to as the Spider Squid theme as the best song, and I also see someone mention Anarchy Rainbow as their favorite Splatoon 3 song.
Anarchy Rainbow is very good. Oh, go ahead.
Just saying hello to some friends in chat I see. Sturm's been here already, but hello Lucas and Linda. Nice to see you guys up.
And hey Bubba. And Bill. Anarchy Rainbow was actually one of the songs I believe that was played in some of the intermission screens as well. It's very good. I'm also partial to Candy Coated Rocks that is done by the Squid duo from 2, which is Pearl Marina. And sorry, Weaver, if there's something else you were going to say, go ahead now while I set this next trick up.
No, nothing else at the moment. Just wanted to share some of the responses we've been getting to your question about the Splatoon 3 music.
Okay.
Good to know get the insight on the chat.
Okay.
The wisdom of
So
the
there
crowd.
is a better. So there's a better jump to make that's faster than what I'm doing here. I am not good enough to do that jump. Basically, where that fence is over there, you can basically jump around from the side there. This is a much easier jump to make. Unfortunately, you do need to clear that fuzz to make it. But it allows you to skip eating the fuzz behind us. But we do need to clear the fuzz in front of us. And we get a cutscene showing off the best characters in the game. So each Splatoon is all like it's got all this fresh, kind of modern, all what the kids are popular into, and each Splatoon game has idols. So like the first game has the Squid Sisters, second game has Off the Hook, and this game has Deep Cut, and they made the bold choice of adding a third idol, and it's Big Man. Just clearly just a manta ray also.
I think he's actually a bullnose ray.
A bullnose
Yeah.
ray? Hey, if we got some, we would know that if we got marine animal facts. We need to educate me, guys. Donate to educate me.
I think Nintendo technically officially says that Big Man is a manta ray, but he's missing like the telltale like horns that a manta ray has.
That's true. To be fair, his name is just Big Man,
Yeah.
which implies manta ray.
Mm-hmm.
I like how you make your dog eat moss in this game. This is true.
Yeah,
It does
that's
happen.
pretty much exactly what we're doing.
Don't make your pets eat moss in real life, I assume. Though there's probably some pets that do eat moss.
I think
I wouldn't.
there's a pet that is moss. Do you know about pet moss balls?
No. Inform me.
I won't. Someone needs to ask first.
Okay.
With money.
Guys, I pay $5 so I can learn about pet moss balls. I need to know. The world needs to know. Okay, where is this dog?
Yeah, we got
I
some-
always can never find this secret.
We got some Big Man appreciators in chat. Big Man is the best idol of all time.
He is for sure the best idol. So we're in the second island of Alterna. So we're not gonna do too many levels in this world. I look at this. I can't remember what this is. Eggs is never a bad thing. So there's a cool little skip we're gonna do here in a second.
More sardinium.
Okay. See if I can do this without too much trouble here.
Big jump.
This might take a few tries, but... This is actually probably the hardest jump to make in the route that I'm doing, at least. Of the ones I practice, at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find the real hardest jump later in a place we did not expect it to be.
We may be trying some new tech. Okay, hang on, we gotta... This may take a few attempts, but I've definitely done it multiple times, so I know I can do this. It is not an easy jump. But basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to land on that grate. And not get eaten by the ooze. Oh, hey, Zany. You too? No sleep club, unite.
The whole squad's showing up with no sleep.
Okay. Darn it. This is a perfect time for some donations to distract from my failure. Also.
If we got any, of course.
Yes.
And no new donations just yet, but I do want to remind everyone that all of your fabulous and generous donations will be going to help support Stream for a Cause and their mission to support nonprofit organizations with grants and by helping them develop sustainable programming.
Also, since we got some new viewers arriving, I'm offering a limited time special if you donate. Mega has deemed it a $5 price now. The inflation has really hit the animal fact economy pretty hard. But now for a $5 donation in the name of an aquatic animal, I will give you amazing facts.
We gotta do this.
Maybe we can make it $3 for Splatoon 3.
We could do that. I was thinking $5 because Big Squiddy in Monster Boy has 5 tentacles.
Donate.
Okay, I don't know.
Donate
why I'm
$3
not
to
getting this going
$5, and you will receive aquatic animal facts of your choosing.
If you donate 5, it may be more truthful than the 3.
Truthfulness rating of $3 facts, not guaranteed.
Okay. Let me try to give this a few more attempts, and otherwise we will... Let me get my gamer pose.
You got this. Gotta stand up. Oh.
I'm not holding forward enough.
Can you like edge a bit further out before you jump, maybe?
I don't know if I can. I can try. I was pretty sure, from what I remember, it's right on the edge of it. You just gotta be very... It's just a very tight jump. Okay, we'll give it 3 more attempts for Splatoon 3, and if not, I can get enough eggs to make this, I assume. We're going off script here.
Yeah.
But this is one of the skips you can do. Luckily, the other ones aren't nearly as bad to do, I would argue.
Ah, could not escape in time.
Was not allowed to flee the fun.
Terrible gravity accident has occurred.
Alright, one more attempt. Let's try this. Can we get it first try?
This will be the one.
Ah.
Alright. That's it. You gotta stop.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just not gamer enough. we do need to break this one. Okay, so this is the problem, is we don't have... So we need to go and get...
500 more egg.
Yeah, we're just gonna do this level.
Since it's here.
Did not practice it, but I don't think it's too bad.
Should be easy. Uses sponge blocks, it said. Oh no, these guys, soaker blocks.
Bonus level, guys. You get bonus.
Yeah, bonus content. Is that maybe antithetical to what you want a speedrun to have? Perhaps.
Look, it's not like this was gonna be world record pace anyway.
True. We were upfront about that.
I still got plenty of tricks to show off. That one is just not, like, it is the hardest jump to do. Luckily, the other ones are much easier. So I will be able to show those off without too much trouble. We gotta keep things moving, though.
Mm-hmm.
I do not remember what to do with this level.
You gotta move forward and shoot the blocks to open a pathway.
Thank you. Imagine progressing in a video game. These circle blocks are pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a new thing in 3. You need to grab the key to your left.
Need no stinking key. I probably actually do. This is why I have you here, for backup, for this one level.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god, can we not fail?
Do a big jump. Nice. Right as the platform disappeared from under you. The way the soaker
If you wanna
box
see
pop
me-
is so satisfying.
If you want to see me being skilled at a video game, watch back my Monster Boy run. I thought that went pretty well. Still got time.
This one's gonna be a little less professional. Just a little.
It's after hours. We gotta. That's just how the after hour block rolls.
Nobody is awake, no one's at peak performance.
You say that, but the chat's pretty popping right now.
True.
It's kind of got Mario Maker vibes, yeah.
Oh yeah, these
Kinda like the stage
blocks remind me a lot of the exclamation point blocks in Mario Maker. Where like you can bump into them and they'll extend a snake block, and then if you ground pound them, they extend like the whole thing all at once. Those are a fun block type.
Sturm, the only way that I'm getting world record is if I somehow just clip to the end at this point. If I just like fly over to the end point right now.
Yeah, it would need to be like a major summoning salt moment where it's like, and then on October 23rd, 2022, live during the Stack Game Marathon, speedrunner Mega Freak 400 discovered a new clip which teleports you straight to the final boss.
Using Ocarina of Time.
Using reverse bit magic in Ocarina of Time.
Okay, we'll get this. So this is using the stuff that you collect. You can upgrade your weapon. I'm also going to grab this too, actually. And we are going to fight our first boss of the run. Do you guys like eels?
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 Hey, don't cry. 1 million eels on Earth, okay?
Hey, Battlon, welcome. You're just in time for some eels.
Some excellent eels.
Look, there might be more than one eel here. There are several eels. Alright, so basically these three, the deep cut, they're basically trying to get the treasure of Alterna. So we gotta beat each of them to get their treasure. And it's kind of silly because really shouldn't be required, but you'll see why. But yeah, you had to fight each of them, and that's what our goal is, to get to each of their boss kettles. One is in World 2, one is in World 5, and one, or not World 5, one World 4, and one is in World 6. So the game plan is to get to each of them as fast as possible.
The eel deal, fry. $100 eel vision.
I blame Larry Koopa for my performance right now.
So what Fry does here is she has 3 eels, and only 3 of them are real, but she summons a bunch of illusions. And you can tell which ones are real because they have the black sort of squid mask eye marks on their face.
Yeah. And she'll have several attacks she needs to do, or that she'll do. I think it's random as to which one appears, kinda. Or at least it feels like a few of it feels like it starts with the same one, but if you screw up, I think it ends up being randomized.
Now she's doing the Moray Whirlpool.
Yeah, because this usually ends up showing up next, but I think if you, again, if you screw up, then you get like a random one next.
You got plastered by that one.
Yeah, I couldn't. I believe that the amount that you took of the real ones does carry over as long as you don't die.
Now we're going for an eel downpour.
Or maybe not.
This one I have no idea how you're supposed to tell which ones are the real ones.
Whichever one's butt wiggles more.
Oh, is that it?
No, actually, no.
That is an eel
this,
fact that real eels wiggle.
Oh. Really?
No.
They did not give me enough time there. No, I meant one for...
I know you meant that towards the game, but it was free setup. I know the Moray World. Go ahead.
So speaking of facts, we do have another fun and cool ocean fact, courtesy of our friend Stern.
Alright.
They donated another $3.33 and say, fun and cool ocean facts. If you see a long snake-like being in the water, that's a moray. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's a moray.
Bells.
You were supposed to be giving the facts out. But thank you for the
Taking my job.
We also did just get our first $5 for an awesome aquatic animal fact from Zany Old Coot. Wound up awake 30 minutes before start, then fell asleep for another hour to be 30 late. Oops, at least I still made it. I require at least a singular fact about Mr. Coconut Crab.
Ooh,
As
alright.
I put this towards Peach. That's the point.
Before you get that sneaky, I'll just say that this boss is my least favorite to fight. The next one is, the second boss is probably the easiest one for me. Though in theory, the last boss should be the easiest one. Well, last boss of like the trio. But these eels can quickly get out of hand if you're not careful.
Alright, so interesting facts about the coconut crab. I know this one off the dome because I find coconut crabs very interesting. For starters, coconut crabs are actually not aquatic. They mostly live on the land, on shores. Although, he still is a crab, and still makes coconut crab still makes an appearance in Splatoon 3, so I will give it a pass for the aquatic animal trivia. But also, facts about coconut crabs: they love to climb trees and eat the knock down fruit, which is where the name coconut crab comes from, because they often like to climb up palm trees. And they have like a dark brown shell that looks similar to a coconut. Coconut crabs are also, I believe, the heaviest crab by mass of all crabs. So,
Balon says they teach marine science and say that coconut crabs aren't even crabs. Is this a true fact?
I believe that is true. There are a lot of crabs that are not real crabs.
Doesn't that have to do with like the thing that Pokemon's doing with Wiggler, with or not Wiggler,
Wiglet.
Wait, no, what Wiglet? With the whole like there were several
Convergent
things,
evolution.
different creatures that that evolved into crab-like things but aren't actually crabs.
Yeah, as Stern mentioned in his first donation, the effect is called carcinization, which is basically the trend for aquatic crustaceans to turn into a crab-like shape because it's just like the most efficient shape for existing, basically.
I also choose the crab-like shape for my mode of existing as well. So we're a little behind here, but we are able to move on to World 3.
Other examples of quote-unquote crabs that are not actually true crabs includes hermit crabs, and I believe king crabs also are fakes, despite their title.
Alright, time for the ice world. Remember guys, $5 donations will get you marine facts, as well as it'd be really cool if we were able to reach 7,500, or at least the 7,000, because we will have a giveaway, right? After if we hit 7,000?
Correct. If we hit $7,000 in total donations by the end of this run, we will do a giveaway for a Steve and Alex Amiibo 2-pack. So definitely get those donations in for that, and for more fabulous aquatic animal facts.
I did it again. I was supposed to pick the dualies because I can do sick dualie rolls. The dualies just let you, like... There's tons of different weapons in Splatoon. There's, like, chargers, which are basically, like, snipers. There's dualies, which are, like, dual guns that let you do, like, this sick roll move. There's, like, even if you're not into shooting, there's a ton of weapons that don't involve actual shooting in Splatoon, which is... It makes it very accessible, I think, for people.
Yeah, there's a surprising amount of, like, good melee weapon options, which is always fun. Like the roller and the brush type, and now the wiper type as well.
I think we did mention that to refill your ink, you need to be in your ink to refill it, right? Because that's, like, a big thing. If you have... Like, your ammo is based on how much ink you have. So to refill it, I think you'll naturally refill your ink normally, even just by standing, but it's just very slow. So typically you want to submerge yourself. So like what I'm doing right now is I have my hand pretty much on the submerge button the whole time, and I jump to get out of the ink. So like when I'm in around ink, I'm pretty much like making it so that I'm like constantly in a state of swimming, so that I can just keep refilling once I stop jumping, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this will be the only level we do of World 3, and now it's time for a hopefully sick roll jump.
Climbing the corporate splatter.
Surprisingly, this is easier than the jump I was trying to do earlier, so even though it probably doesn't look like it.
Looks very dangerous, though.
It does look very dangerous, but let's just be sick. Okay, this might take a bit to set up as well, but I promise I will get this one. We will do this one. I have to show off my sick gamer skills. Okay, so there's this move that was added in Splatoon 3 that if you if you're swimming fast in one direction and you change direction suddenly with the control stick, you'll basically roll. So what I'm trying to do is go forward here fast and quickly shift to the left so I can roll jump to that bit of ink that I've put there. That is what I'm attempting to do. It's a little tricky to set up here, but once I get it, once I nail the roll, actually doing the roll is actually the hardest part, not actually the jump itself.
What direction are you holding on the joystick when you're doing this, out of curiosity?
I was doing forward. Is there a better way
I would hold forward and to the right until you go for the roll, and then just go straight left.
Okay.
Because you can do 90-degree squid rolls, but the game doesn't really like... It doesn't want to activate them very often. It needs to be closer to 180 degrees.
Okay. So you're saying, like, basically almost as to the right, or almost like that, completely diagonal.
Yeah.
No, we don't. No. This is a tough jump, but it is definitely possible to do.
As a squid roll enthusiast, I have found out the limits of what this game does and does not want you to be doing with squid rolls.
I'm not as. It's kind of funny. The story mode, for the most part, like these new mechanics were added, and it doesn't really do anything with them until the final like super level, like how Mario always has like a hard level at the end.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh yeah, you better have learned how to do squid rolls. Okay, we almost got that. Yeah, the going to the right helps here.
I practice squid rolls a bunch in Alterna, and I use them like constantly in matches, even for no reason. I just do them because I think they're very fun to input, and they look nice. It's a nice mix-up technique for when you're swimming through ink and someone's like chasing after you. Squid Surge I have yet to find a good use for in battle, though.
It's kind of useful in ranked a little bit in terms of just like going up fast and then like throwing a bomb is what I usually use it for, to like surprise people. But it's not as useful. Okay, well that was. I gotta get this trick. I know I can do it.
You got it. You basically got it that first time.
I just need it. Yeah, I just need to be like a little bit more committed to the jump.
Heroes get up no matter how many times they fall. That's what the captain says anyway.
It's definitely like the squid roll is definitely easier to perform when you're like going from like forward to back. Because it's easier to do, like you said, 180.
Yeah.
This one's like not entirely 180 is the problem. You can kind of trick it, but okay, first try. There we go.
Nice. Let's go. I actually do a lot of my squid rolls are like 90-degree squid rolls because of like the technique I built up through practice, where you can sort of do like a squid roll forward. If you like swim forward and then you like angle to like the right or left, and then you flick the other direction to activate a squid roll, and then you angle forward again with the roll, you will basically just keep forward momentum with the squid roll. And it's very useful, I found, in like Turf War for if you need to like hop between smaller ink pools that aren't fully saturated, but you want to keep speed in squid form, you can do hops like that in between.
Okay, we are now doing another trick, which might take a few attempts, but is definitely worth doing. We're basically trying to... So, when you have a warp opened, you can warp to it. That's how warps work. We're basically trying to activate this warp and break it open before we die, because
Sounds
once
like you
we
just
break it
got
open,
it.
it'll just be open.
Nope.
No, it looks like I was just a little bit too...
Can Small Fry not help you with these? I assume not.
No, I tried. Small Fry cannot. It has to be, and it has to be actual ink shots. I think we might have got it. No, not quite. I tried bombs. Bombs will not work either.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, no. This is once this one is done, I think pretty much all the tough tricks besides the ones I haven't practiced are taken care of. I think it might be easier to try. I think the way I was seeing it was to do like a few on the upper one and then go the lower one if I can do it. But this is probably the last really tricky trick. Not quite close enough. Yeah, this is pretty. This is a pretty sick idea. Doing this skip here. Okay, we're just gonna do. I'm not getting it from the lower platform. I'm just gonna commit to
The big top jump.
upper platform because I've definitely. Yeah, I've done that before.
I think you got this. Just gotta remember your training. Oh, that was really close. I heard the pitch get like almost all the way up.
Oh man, I keep losing track of where my body is when I respawn. If we have any donations or anything, this would be the perfect time.
I was actually about to say that, chat, this would be the perfect chance to send your energy to Mego through some encouraging donation messages.
Hey, I think you just got it.
We got it. Yeah, there we go. First try.
First try.
So that's a pretty sick skip. And then we will also grab this, and let's try some new tech real quick here.
Alright, new tech, exciting.
See if I can do this.
Big jumps. That jump you didn't do it big, I'm sorry.
No, so I don't exactly know how it's done, but because I only looked at it very briefly. There's a way to like jump far enough that you end up like you're not gonna make the jump, but you jump far enough that you basically end up respawning on the other side of the fuzz.
Oh, interesting.
But that's what it looked like. But instead, we're just gonna eat the fuzz. Touch fuzzy, eat fuzzy. I've definitely, on some of my practice runs, I've gotten through this to basically be done with the 3 bosses by the hour mark. The good news is we have plenty of extra time to work with for this run for buffer time.
Yeah.
So I can fail a few times and it's fine. It's fine.
The route has improved quite substantially since the day when you submitted this run to SGM.
Yeah, which I think was like the second day after the game came out, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's my time that I got without really doing anything, and then it like went down in like an hour. Like not too long after that. It's kind of interesting. I never really did. I never have. I always. It's weird when people are like, "Oh, this new game is coming out. I'm gonna immediately start speedrunning it." Like, new Zelda is probably gonna come out, and Zelda speedrunners are gonna be like speedrunning Tears of the Kingdom day 1. And like doing it for Splatoon 3, I get the appeal. It's kind of interesting to be like, okay, this game came out. How can we break it immediately? It's kind of fun. So it was definitely an interesting experience. Being like, okay, we have to learn how to speedrun this game as soon as I play it.
I wonder if Tears of the Kingdom is gonna have the same like physics engine exploits that Breath of the Wild did.
I'm thinking I mean, from what little we've seen, probably more.
Because if it does, that game is probably going to be insanely busted day 1 because everyone already knows the insane stuff you can do thanks to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Well, I think Splatoon 3 is kind of the same way. Like, the movement's the same, so you got that down. The big thing was going to be, like, the overall navigation.
Mm-hmm.
So once you just had a general idea of how best to, like, do the eggs, you could... It wasn't too bad to get a fast route here.
For a second, I thought the stream was stuttering there because those targets were moving in a weird way, but then I remembered that they just move like that.
I needed more ink. Ah, I still got it.
Nice.
No, I'm still gonna try new tech. Just, we don't have new tech yet.
We don't have that.
That's not the new tech I was talking about. The new tech I was talking about is later, and it's pretty sick, but I also literally just watched it like 2 minutes before this run, so we'll see if I can do it.
Truly on the cutting edge of new moves. Remember, if you squid, you fall through the grate.
Yeah, well, I didn't even make the jump there. I feel like they changed the fuzz just for this run, because I don't feel like it was this big before.
They added like a stealth patch overnight. Increases the size of fuzz chunks in Alterna by 0.2%.
Okay, there we go.
Nicely done.
Alright, we should be able to go right to our next boss here. Next boss is really fun. Get ready to pog for it. I personally love this boss for reasons you'll figure out very quickly. I don't know if I need this, but I don't
eggs are eggs. No reason not to pick them up if they're there.
Eggs are in fact eggs. That is a free marine fact. Also.
Yeah. You wanna know, speaking of new tech, you wanna know what happened to me on this map when I was playing my, like, casual run? At one point, I somehow accidentally managed to throw Small Fry at, like, a pile of goop, and then, like, right as he landed, I called him back, and the goop disappeared, but I didn't have, like, any of the end black, and I could immediately throw him at other stuff. It was very weird,
That's pretty
and I
cool.
could not
Yeah.
reproduce it ever, but if it could be, that would definitely cut, like, some time off the run, for sure.
You would get in a summoning salt video.
Yeah.
Sneaky Scarab.
Discoverer of the Goop Chew Cancel.
Hope you guys are. I hope, despite my lack of a little bit of mess ups here, I hope you guys have been enjoying this run so far. So we have the second boss, Shiver. Probably the easiest one for me. She is, or they are basically. So each of the characters has like their own gimmick, I guess. Fryer is eels, and Shiver is me.
Master Mega.
So just totally has his sunglasses on, by the way.
Pedal to the Megalodon.
Alright, so basically you just want to spray this shark with and don't get hit. Play good. Alright, if we have any donations or any new updates, feel free to do so now.
We do, in fact, have a donation. Sturm donates $3.33. Says, fun and cool ocean facts. Shark teeth are embedded in the gums and are constantly replaced throughout their life. If you are a fish, shark teeth will be embedded in you, and you will not be replaced.
That's true.
Sad.
Shark
That is,
teeth
I
will
think,
be
the most-
embedded in the fish for the rest of their life, which will not be very long.
Look, I have to hit myself to beat the game. Sadness.
Just as a reminder.
I wish I could just.
Oh, no.
Oh, go ahead.
Just as a reminder, we do currently have a bid war that we can put all of our donations towards. You can choose which character between Luigi, Mario, Peach, and Unicorn that Starman will be playing as during their run of SFX on tour a little later. Currently, Peach is leading, but it is still very much anyone's game.
It's still anyone's game, you hear that? Mega.
I very much agree. Look, put your money on Unicorn. Come on, Unicorn is the best Mario character.
Let's go
We all
Team
know that.
Unicorn.
The best Mario character is Larry Koopa riding a unicorn.
You know, based on this boss, I can also give a free fact about Megalodons, which is that they are not real. Well, they are real. They are extinct. They no longer exist.
As far as we know, at least.
True.
To be fair, there's a bunch of stuff like under the sea that like there could be some really weird creatures we just don't know about.
Mm-hmm. They are extinct to the extent of human knowledge. We have never found a extant megalodon.
Wasn't it like giant squid that for the longest time, like they found like washed up giant squids on beaches, but they had never seen it in real life until somewhat recently, probably not at this point.
Yeah,
but...
like the giant and colossal squids were like basically like cryptids for a really long time until recent, I think like a couple decades ago.
I feel like, actually, fun fact, and this is the second time I have mentioned wild thornberries during one of my blogs. I think there's an episode with giant squid in that. Actually, I don't know if it's an episode. I think it might be just... I think it actually is literally just the wild thornberries and Rugrats movie, actually. But regardless, I think they mentioned, they end up seeing it, and Nigel's like, oh, we've never seen it before. And I think it was discovered after that episode, or not right after, but like, I think that's interesting how, kind of a time capsule a little bit for that episode.
Sturm found a megalodon, but we can't see it.
But...
Wow. That's awesome for you, Sturm. I'm so glad for you.
I did do the Moz count. Well, I didn't have enough ink, but I threw it in his mouth while he was on the tornado. Alright, so we got a plot twist here. You ready for this? Mr. Grizz.
Mr. Grizz.
The true villain of Splatoon 3.
He is here. Giant squids
so
are...
we're going to head back to Site 3.
I believe they have a giant squid on display in the Smithsonian. I've been there before.
Like a replica or
not like a specimen
body? Oh, okay. Okay, but Zany, space squids aren't real. Yet. Keep watching. Alright, our next... Oh, wait. What am I doing? I gotta go back here. Our next goal is to get to the last boss, which is Big Man. He is in World 6. So what we're going to do is now, with our extra eggs we got from beating Shiver, we are going to head over to World 5. And are you ready for more Spider Squid?
Squidderman.
Squidderman does whatever a squidder can. He's in Donkey Kong Country 3. He's not here. Sadly. Watch out. We are the Squidderman.
Okay, I had to look it up that I wasn't just thinking that it was a different big squid. There is, in fact, a capital G giant squid on display in the Smithsonian Museum, which I have been to the Museum of Natural History.
I am playing Splatoon 3 for the Stat Game Marathon for you guys to enjoy as we raise money for charity. That is what I am doing. I hope everyone's been having a good marathon also, by the way.
I'm having a good time.
Fun wasn't, in fact, mandatory. If you're not having fun, you are breaking the rules. You better have been having fun this marathon. Octo country. Here's a question for chat. Just off-topic idea. What would be your favorite crossover of two Nintendo series that you'd like to see combined?
I want to see Metroid and F-Zero.
I mean, Star Fox and F-Zero basically already happened.
True.
But...
I want to see them do like a bounty hunting co-op mission.
See F-Zero actually do bounty hunting?
Yeah, see both of them actually do bounty hunting.
I think it's really funny that for Nintendo, bounty hunting just is not actually what it means in, like, you know, for North America. They just do it as, like, Space Hero, not an actual bounty.
Yeah, they were like, well, we can't say they're an adventure, that's a fantasy term. What's a sci-fi adventure? Oh, I know, a bounty hunter. That definitely doesn't have completely different connotations in the real world. I think literally every sci-fi character that they made has been a bounty hunter.
Pretty much. Star Fox, F-Zero, Metroid. I think that's mostly it, I think.
I believe. Try and think of what other Nintendo
Zany.
sci-fis.
You can just take a nap, Zany. You can do it. Splatoon and Fire Emblem, Squid Children go to war. I mean, we basically already do.
Squid Children are already in war every day.
Okay, this is not nearly as hard as the other skip here. Luckily, this one is entirely reachable. The game takes pity on me and is like, I've done this every time also, gone to the wrong warp. The game takes pity on me and is like, we're gonna give you an easy one to shoot here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one we do have to eat. My take would be for I always thought, did I need this? I don't think I did yet. No. Also, this jump is impossible, by the way. Shoutouts to me on day one saying the jump was impossible.
I remember that one.
My take would be, when they had like Crash and Spyro back in the day, Crash fighting Spyro's villain and Spyro fighting Crash villain, even though the games themselves aren't that good, but the idea is so cool. I always thought, like, even though they don't really connect, but like Zelda and Mario would be cool, like having like Link fight Bowser and then Ganondorf is fought by Mario would be like just a cool twist on the series. I feel
that would definitely be interesting. It would be very cool to see Bowser done in like the style of big Zelda boss enemy.
Could you imagine, like you know how like in Breath of the Wild, like there's like you fight the giant Ganon. Imagine that being Bowser.
Yeah. I imagine he would probably look a lot like Giga Bowser from Brawl, where he's like really big and hyper detailed and like aggressive looking.
The thing I'm learning about this Splatoon run is I should have definitely done a practice run before this, but I just did not have the time.
That's alright.
I did practice it, I just didn't practice it like right before. This music also is very good. I definitely agree with you guys on this song being like
very funny.
Pretty good. Please stop hitting me, Octo Man. Okay.
You got this.
Alright, this is actually... Oh, go ahead.
I was just giving some words of encouragement.
So this section, technically you can beat those enemies to open the gate, or you can just go over top of it.
Just leave.
Alright, and that should be the last level, actually, before the end game, basically.
Ooh, Fury Bowser as a Zelda boss would look really cool.
Just give Mario Mario fights Wind Waker Ganondorf, but with a sword. Just a sword duel.
Mario gets, like, a sword.
Hey, he got the... He has a gun now.
He has a Keyblade.
There's no reason you can't give him a sword. Yeah, he does have... Does he have a Keyblade?
No, but he's, like, capable of wielding it, I think, right? Based on that Sora trailer.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Kingdom Hearts is definitely one of those that that I've missed out on the most. I don't know what I think I'm good to go at this point, actually. It's probably the series that I know the least amount about. Well, I know stuff about it, but it's the one, probably the big series that I just never got into. Yeah, like, technically, Sturm, as we were saying earlier, the run is technically at this point just overworld navigation and collecting objects. There's almost no levels done in the fastest speed run, but I think like showing off the Zipcaster levels is fun because they're still pretty fast.
Yeah, and it's just cool movement.
Again, this is not the fastest route, though. To be fair, a lot of the skips I've been doing as far as jumps or the ones I've been showing off for jumps are still the intended route for the speed run, I believe. It's just they play a lot faster, and they also, like, at this point, don't do any of the levels. They just pretty much go through the overworld and collect the... Because you'll get eggs, I think, even when you collect some of the objects as well, sometimes you'll get eggs. There's a lot of exploration you can get for bonus content. But we are pretty much good to go to fight the last boss before the final level gauntlet here. This is going to be Big Man, and I think you guys who are not Splatoon fans will probably still really enjoy this boss, and you'll see why very shortly. I guess you do have to be a fan of a certain other Nintendo series, though, and also know that specific game, but you'll see. Okay, what do I want to get here? I think I've been going with the suit recovery.
Lucas is joking. Are you sure it's really any percent and not Zipcaster percent?
Look, we'll just make a category so I can be the #1 Zipcaster percent speedrunner. This is SGM percent.
SGM.
Playing Splatoon while exhausted.
Sleep deprived percent.
Sleep deprived percent. As we get set up here for the boss, any donations, Weaver?
We do, and I do also want to say that if you're enjoying this creation of this new SGM percent category, feel free to pop in donations of your own. All of the proceeds coming in for Stream for a Cause this month are going towards charity gaming, which help support Children's Hospital and provide video games and video game consoles for them so that children in these hospitals can have a sense of normalcy and a little something to help kind of brighten their day. But we have yet another fun and cool ocean fact from our friend Sturm, who says manta rays can pass the mirror test, showing that they have the ability to be self-aware, unlike humans on the internet.
True.
Absolute truth.
Thank you so much, Sturm, for the donation. So this is Big Man's boss fight. This might look a little familiar if you play a certain game that rhymes with Mooper Nario Nunshine. So we got the sensor. The sensor, by going into the ink, will let you know where Big Man is. The real one will be marked by red. It's still kind of, because you have to be in the ink, it's still kind of tricky. And as you split up the manta rays, I get kind of overwhelmed. I'm not the best at this fight.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this definitely is a reference. Splatoon in general, since its concept, it's always been kind of compared to Mario Sunshine in a lot of ways. And this is like the most direct direct reference. This is definitely just the Manta Storm from Hotel Delfino in Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah. Although, thankfully not quite as insane as the one in Hotel Delfino, where it splits into like 100 pieces and you need to clean up every single one.
Yeah, not quite to that level. This is the hardest part. You have to shoot Big Man. How can you do that? He's so adorable.
It's Big Man time.
Actual talk. So Splatoon has a whole thing where every month or so they do like a Splatfest where it's kind of like a event where you do like if you remember the Wii Everyone Votes channel. Basically, you pick a answer and you join a team and then you compete and the winning team wins.
Thanks.
And yes, and the next one in November is going to be the Pokemon Splatfest with which starter you will pick. So I think we've had this discussion a few times earlier. But what is everyone's for the Splatoon lovers? What is going to be your pick for that? I'm probably going to either go with fire or water. I think if we're going based on the new starter, definitely fire because I am for sure picking Fue Coco.
I think.
What are you going with, Sneaky?
Well, I just want to say for clarification, I think the Splatfest, in the literal sense of the word, is just about the three types, fire, water, and grass, with an implication that it's about the starters from the new game.
So they're on the merch though.
Like I said, but it's not Team Fue Coco, it's Team Fire.
Fair. Team Fire Coco.
I will probably be joining Team Water, although I don't typically really use starters anymore when I play Pokemon, so I don't have much of a leg in the race. I'm not particularly invested in any of the three. So I'm mostly just picking Team Water because that's the one that a lot of my friends are in.
That's fair. I will probably honestly go with water too if we're going with based on the starter then, because I do, in general, tend to pick water over any other starter. Okay, as you can see, it's this is where where Big Man gets away from me, basically.
Big Man, he goes big.
There's too much men in this stream right now.
Did he just shoot stringer shots at you? Where did this even come from?
I believe so. He's throwing all the specials at me right now. Where is he?
He's in the somewhere. Use your
He
radar.
is in the somewhere. I'm trying. There. Okay, I see him. Somewhere.
Use your splashdown. It's charged.
I don't even know if that actually damages them, to be honest. I can't tell. I see him. Darn it. This is why I said this is the hardest fight for me, because now there's an upgrade for the sensor that lets you see where the real one is without submerging yourself. But unfortunately for the speedrun, that you just cannot get that because you just don't have enough time.
Yeah.
It's just too slow.
It's a more like mid to late game upgrade. You need a ton of Sardinium and a lot of like level tickets
For eggs, yeah. Or not eggs,
for painting
the...
a bunch of turf.
What is the, like, what's the, like, mineral that you get, or whatever it's called?
Sardinium?
No, Sardinium is the sardine upgrade, but then there's two things you need. You need Sardinium to unlock the different levels, and then you need the little, like, mineral thing to see what is the different, to unlock the different actual upgrades, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think they're just called, like, hero medals or something. You get them by painting a bunch of turf in levels and on the overworld.
I think you also do get them for, like, clearing some of the levels, like this level, or, like, boss levels and stuff as well, I believe.
Possibly.
But I could be just making that up. Where is he?
Big man could be anywhere.
Definitely not a PB, by the way. Shout when you see him.
I'm keeping an eye out, but you're only in ink for like a half second. I don't know when you're gonna do it, so I don't know when I'm ready to look for him.
That is the problem with this. Go, Small Fry, help me! Small Fry's just not gonna be... Well, I guess he could be a good... One thing with Small Fry, so we haven't really talked about Small Fry. He can do quite a bit of damage. You can throw him at enemies, and he'll attack them rapidly. And he can be very useful, actually. But one thing but his biggest use, I think, personally, is just the fact that enemies will typically go after Small Fry if he is on the field. So he's a great distraction.
Yeah. Although, that did not help in that particular instance.
No, I just kind of...
Big man kind of just crunched you.
Like I said, this, in my opinion, is the hardest fight. In theory, it's the easiest, but it's my personal pick for hardest fight.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have Splashdown. It's kind of funny. Splashdown is like your base special in the story mode, but you actually is not currently available in the multiplayer.
Yeah, none of the
there's no weapon.
None of the weapons have Splashdown in their kit yet, which is interesting. It's especially interesting because there's like a level in the story mode where it's like the Splashdown showcase level where it's like teaching you how to use it as if there are places to use it besides single player, but there just aren't.
Oh my lord! I didn't even. Where did you come from? Where did you go?
He launched a wave at you.
While I get surrounded by manta rays, if there is any more donations, now would be a wonderful time.
There aren't any new donations just yet, but I do remind everyone that we are trying to hit 7,000 in total donations before the end of this run, which will come sooner than you think. Because if we do, we will do a giveaway of the Steve and Alex amiibo pack to one lucky person in chat, and we can also put those donations towards our active bid war for what character will be played for SSX on tour. Currently, Peach is still leading that, but if you ask all of us here on mic currently, we would all say it needs to change to Team Unicorn.
Indeed.
And of course, all of these donations go to support Stream for a Cause, which is an organization that supports local and grassroots organizations through grants and helping to promote sustainable charity programming.
See, actually, this is just the end of the run because the game will not let you harm Big Man, so you just lose here. It's just add. You just do not continue on this way.
Yeah, it's a forced fail state.
The game's like, he is too pure for this world, you can't hurt him, you lose. Good day. I'm just gonna, you know what, screw it, I'm just taking out all the big men.
Just shoot everything.
That's the easiest way. We're just gonna shoot everything.
Probably a good idea at this point.
That's why I say the sensor's not that useful, because while it is, it's only useful if you're like fast enough to shoot him before, like, once everything gets spread out here, there's just too much to keep track of.
Too many men, not enough big.
Too many men. Not enough big. We had big earlier.
Oh, you got him.
Oh, go full play! Alright,
standing there for motivation.
Totally first try and not 57th try.
Hey. Hey.
Team Big Man is blasting off again. Alright, good news is we still have plenty of time to finish this run. Now, I have, my personal best, I believe, is like 1:45, I believe. We're not going to be going that fast, but the last half of the game is not too long. It is, we are definitely still within time for the block. And if I can pull off this weird skip, we will save a lot of time that I've just bleeded away, so we'll see if we can do it. But we've collected all 3 treasures. We are now in the end game. So you'll see what these treasures actually are used for here shortly.
Speedrunners hate him. Player saves time using one weird trick.
I hope I've been like showing this game off well. I feel a little bit like I haven't been doing it justice for the speedrun, but I hope I've been showing it off as well as I can.
I mean, for each trick that kind of gives you trouble, you have been like first trying a couple of the other ones, so pretty solid.
And I can certainly tell you chat has been entertained by this run. And that is the most important thing, of course.
Yep.
We must entertain chat is our mission. No, Big Man's not an idiot. He's the best.
Big Man is a little bit of an idiot.
Okay, he's a little bit of an idiot, but he's our idiot. Alright, so they're like, hey, what can we do with all this stuff we collected for some reason? I don't know, let's make a giant machine.
By the power of chowder, combine!
We're just making a Beast Wars machine. That's what we're doing. Transformer.
Wow! Look out, Fuzz, here comes the captain.
Now, so I want to point out, like, technically, here's what I want to ask about this. Like, so the reason why we had to go fight all of the deep cut is because we needed this giant scissor machine to cut away this fuzz. Okay, right?
Yeah.
But what are the actual mechanics of the squid jump? Because you can squid jump, and I feel like it's never defined as to how far the squid jump can actually reach, because there's no reason why we couldn't just have squid jump to the top of the rocket. I feel the fuzz wasn't up there. Like, right? Like, why couldn't we have just gone to the top?
Maybe you can't jump high enough.
Knowing how this ends, you definitely could jump high enough.
Well, that's different.
I'm gonna try something real quick, see if I can do this. Again, this is something I just saw, so I don't know if I can do this. Okay, there's a way to, like, basically, like, somehow squid surge against the level geometry and, like, basically get up there and skip this next cutscene, basically. I have not practiced that, so I'm not going to mess around with that too much because I couldn't really tell how they were doing it. Well, I did want to acknowledge that because it's pretty cool. But it's always fun to see more Big Man.
There he is. I like how Big Man's natural state is just T-posing.
He's very based. So basically, they wanted the treasure to sell to, like, you know, help their town, and we're like, we just wanted to get to the rocket. We don't care about all that. So they're like, oh, okay, well, we love you now. And now they just made Marie the boss. So this is basically similar to Octo Expansion, where you had like a whole gauntlet of levels before the final boss. Same kind of thing. We will also have a level where you have no weapon, which will be the first one. But there is a twist on that. In Octo Expansion, because the weapon was given to you by the facility, you had no weapon, and you had to like sneak around and get it because you were basically going somewhere where you shouldn't have been. Here, kind of the same thing. More so, they know we're coming, so they just don't give us a weapon here. But unlike in Octo Expansion, we already have a weapon. His name is Small Fry. So, it's kind of an interesting take, as opposed to just doing the whole, oh, you have no weapon thing. You need to just use Small Fry as your weapon.
The power of salmon.
Okay. That always happens. These guys get a little bit too far here. But that's fine. Music is also very funky here, also.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill, I agree. This song is... Again, there's no bad music in Splatoon. A lot of my favorite game series tend to have really good music. There's a reason why I like Splatoon. If Splatoon had bad music, I probably wouldn't like it as much as I do. It definitely helps. It's also just, again, a good game, but the music is fantastic. Callie does have one brain cell. I do like the Squid Sisters. I think I am partial at this point to Pearl Marina more, though Deep Cut is growing on me as the new characters. It's kind of crazy. Like, people wonder... Splatoon is really big. It's become, like, probably the biggest new Nintendo franchise ever. It's, like, really popular. And a lot of that's in Japan, because, like, there's a whole... Like, they have live concerts. They have, like Splatoon is, like, crazy popular in Japan, more than you'd expect.
Yeah, they've had, like, hollow live concerts for... That's not the term. I'm pretty sure that's a VTuber group. They have live hologram concerts of, like, the different idol groups.
Yeah, it's really popular. So, like, anyone that's like, oh, why is Splatoon... why do people like, you know, why is Splatoon doing so well? It's because, like, partly because Japan, also partly just because it's a good game. I do hope that Splatoon 3 does add some new modes, though. I think they will. So far, most of the stuff they've added has been mostly the same. There's been, like, updates to existing modes, but, like, unlike Splatoon 2, they had, like, you know, Clan Blitz and for their multiplayer, as well as the Salmon Run was new for that as well. There really hasn't been anything new added. The newest thing that Splatoon 3 has added is the ability to have a locker, I guess.
The ability to play Salmon Run anytime you want is also one.
That too. I still am of the opinion that there can be too much Salmon Run.
Yeah,
I'm really
agree
big
with that a little.
What is your guys' favorite mode in Splatoon, by the way? Like, are you a ranked player? Do you like the, you know, PvP or PvE? Do you prefer just the story mode? Do you prefer table turf?
I really like Salmon Run personally. I also am partial to just good old-fashioned turf war.
But consider clans.
Clan Blitz is fun, also, but I haven't played it very much.
Storm, I am pretty convinced that probably is actually a thing. Like I would be shocked if that hasn't already happened. Alright, I'm gonna try a skip here. No practice on this, so if I get this, you guys can, like, pog.
If he doesn't, get Pog anyway.
Yeah. You are required to pog no matter what happens in this next second. It was in the contract you signed when you started watching the stream.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. What I saw, basically what I'm attempting to do, and you'll know it if I do it, and maybe you can help me with the angles of math, but I'm basically trying to squid roll up this pipe.
Okay. I would start from further below the pipe and then come, like, back at, like, a diagonal back left angle and then squid roll forward.
Yeah, I think that's how they did it, actually.
Oh, you can shove that paint can around.
I'm gonna give this a few attempts because I've seen it, and if I can do it, it's really sick.
Whoa. If you listen closely, you might be able to hear some familiar tunes in the background.
This will also skip like 2 levels if I can do this. I'm not sure how high they got for this to work. Oh,
Oh man.
Oh god.
That was wild looking.
Even if I can't get it, at least I was able to show that off. But that's basically the general. You basically go up this pipe. We'll try it one more time here.
One more good attempt.
So you go up this one and you basically skip a good. You go through stuff you're not supposed to go through, and you can basically skip 2 levels by doing this.
I wonder what is up with the collision of this pipe that this, like, works.
You can't paint that wall. I'm really not sure.
Whee!
I'm not sure, like, I think it needs to be just right in the dead center of the pipe.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, even if I can't do it, at least I was able to show off the general idea of it. And definitely look it up, it's pretty sick. I got decently far on it, though.
It might help if you, like,
Good.
keep your camera angle centered on the pipe.
It's kind of hard to do, to be fair, but... You're saying, like, once I get on the pipe.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm not sure how they go up. I don't know if I gotta, like, mash a button to get it up. One more good attempt here. I don't think, once you're in Squid Roll, I don't think mashing does anything in theory, but...
Yeah, I think at that point it's all just, like, what angle you hold.
Yeah. Which, it's possible the camera angle, like you're saying, does affect it, but... Alright. I'll see if I can get one more good one, otherwise we probably will have to move on here. But, hopefully I was able to at least show off the general idea of this. It's, like I said, it's kind of cool, but... I have not practiced enough to actually be able to pull this off, I don't think, unless I just get really sick here. Yeah, almost.
Alright, the next time that you get more
Alright, I'm
than
gonna move
like
on
a
then.
second of airtime, you legally have to stop if it's not the solution.
Yeah, we'll try. Let's see here. Alright, I'm just gonna move on. Pretend I did a cool, sick roll jump there. Imagine that it happened. And give your reactions based on that imagination.
Close your eyes and envision a squid levitating up a pipe, doing sick 180s the entire time.
I do agree that the yellow ink is definitely the worst part of it, for sure. Alright, we should still be good for our, for hitting our block, time. We only have a few more levels left. And they're mostly straightforward, to be honest. The big skip for doing that would be that you basically skip a level that's an auto-scroller where you're on an elevator, and that's the one that's a bigger deal for skipping, I would think. Because that actually does take a while. It's not hard, it's just long. But while I was doing that, did we get any donations in?
No new donations, but I do want to remind people that on top of all the donations that we are collecting for charity, we also have some fabulous merch that you can purchase. We have hoodies, we have shirts, and we have a really awesome Switch case. And all of the proceeds from those merch sales during the marathon will also go towards our final total that will be donated to Stream for a Cause. So definitely go check that out as well.
So this level is basically a showcase of all the specials in the game, for the most part. It also is a showcase of, like, the awesome singing talent of Deep Cut, which is the one thing, if skipping it, you would miss, like, a lot of this, like, this cool song. The squid singing with the, like, the fake squid language is, like, my favorite part of Splatoon music, for sure. It's just really fun.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's like the songs clearly have lyrics, but they don't mean anything.
I will ask, actually, Weaver. I've been trying to do a good job of explaining it for people who aren't familiar with the game. But is there anything that you're curious about? So since you had said that you had not played this before, that hasn't been explained yet.
No, I think you've done a pretty good job of going over the basics of this game in a way that someone who has no familiarity with it, like me, can understand.
Hopefully, you've been enjoying this run. We are almost there. The ending of this run will be pretty crazy. I will just say, you definitely want to stick around for the end. You will see why. Splatoon likes to go hard for its final bosses.
Yeah.
So I will say the speedrun, I think, has a tech, at least the, with exploits, there is a tech to just basically skip the boss, but that's no fun. Sometimes when it comes to speedrunning, I think, like, there's a point where, like, it's fun for, like, the spectacle of seeing what you can do, but there is some point where, like, I think the best speedruns are the ones that are still fun to play. There are definitely some that it gets to the point of, like, okay, like, this is fast, but it's not all that interesting to watch. Like, we were talking as a joke for doing, like, a speedrun of Oberdin, which is just, like, basically, giving the wrong answer to, for the I'm not going to spoil what the game is, but you're basically giving the wrong answer right away, and it's just menuing for, like, 10 or 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah, basically. We do have a request from Chat Mega if you could explain squanograms.
They're like nonograms, but with squids. Probably.
Now, could you explain nonograms?
No. Only, okay, what are we at right now for the 7,000? How close are we, actually?
We are currently about $422 and or so away from hitting our 7,000 milestone.
Okay, if we can get to 7,000 before I beat this boss, I will exploit nomograms.
Wow, alright. Big ask for chat.
I believe in you guys. We still need more marine. We haven't got many marine biologist facts. I want to know more about marine life.
Yeah, all of the facts mostly have been provided by Sturm. No one has sent in requests, donations.
We had
Except
the
Zany.
coconut crab. From Zany,
Yeah, we had the coconut crabs from Zany.
Okay, so this is one of the levels that you would skip with that pipe skip. This is the one that is probably better to skip because like it is an auto scroller.
Yeah.
You're just on an elevator. Luckily,
Quote,
it's not
Agent
a hard
2,
level.
I wish
it's...
this thing moved faster.
What was that?
Like, as we're talking about it, Marie chimed in saying, quote, I wish this thing moved faster.
Oh. I love the commentary from... I love when games... that's one thing... I'm not the biggest Star Fox fan, but I love that Star Fox has, like, commentary during the... like, from the characters while you're doing the level. And that's something I really love that, like, they brought over for, like, games like Kid Icarus Uprising does that, and I think it really makes the game. And then Splatoon kind of does it, too. So I think when games have, like, the characters talking as you're playing the level, it's just cool. It does add a big question of how they're talking to you from all the way out there. But,
yeah. They're talking to you on Link Shell.
Well, for these guys, it's probably tech. I guess for, like, Kid Icarus, it's probably just god magic.
Yeah, basically.
What is he even hitting?
I assume that the hero headgear, like it's basically just like some fancy headphones, so I assume it's just like Bluetooth connections that they're communicating through.
Well,
Or
shark
bluefin connection.
Yeah, or bluefin. This is actually, I think, the only time... Well, no, I think there's some in some of the levels, but this is the only time in, like, the speedrun we're going to see the hairy Octolings, actually. It's interesting because Octolings started off as, like, warriors for the Octo army, and I think people love them so much they were added as a playable character in for, you know, Octo Expansion, obviously. But now in the base game for Splatoon 3, they're just a playable character option. We did not pick the Octoling. I'm actually not sure if I've done Octoling and how much the dialogue changes. I think it probably changes a bit at the beginning, but with the whole Octarian army, but I'm not sure on that.
Based on some
so
posts
if you do
I've seen, I think... Well, you go ahead.
So up there, basically doing that skip, you walk up here and drop down here from doing that pipe skip earlier. That's where you end up. So you skip those 2 levels and go right to this next one.
Nice. So just imagine, like, erase the last 2 levels from your mind. Imagine that that's how we got here.
Yeah. Alright, we are now heading to the last section. It's 2 levels jammed together, but it's the last section before the boss, basically. I think I'm going to end up, like, hitting my original time for this, which is fine. Like I said, at this point, my PB is like 145, but I made a lot of dumb mistakes, and also fought Big Man for like an hour.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I am a little tired, so I blame that, but the show must go on. SGM sleeps for no man. And no big man.
Yep. Remember, you can just run past these things. You don't need to actually beat them up.
I know, but it looks cooler if I shoot them. Fine, I'll do speed strats.
We are a speed marathon here.
Look!
So if we're not keeping up with the story. We are currently in the insides of a giant rocket ship that is about to blast off.
Also, I have a trap tank. I'm not sure. I honestly
Or maybe,
think
I don't think we're inside the rocket ship. I think we're in the launch pad right now.
Yeah,
we're
I think
climbing
the next
around
level
the
is
rocket
the
ship.
Yeah, I think the next level is like, yeah, you're still in the launch vicinity of the rocket. Because technically, actually, I don't think you ever go in the rocket. Or, keyword being go in the rocket.
Yeah.
Be extra safe here.
Safety strats.
One thing with like Splatoon also, it doesn't really apply for this, but like you can see I'm inking walls. In the main game, inking walls doesn't ever, only the floor ever counts for like points. But inking walls is always useful for movement. And it's again a tech that translates well for the story mode for the platforming portions of the game.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna use this giant hammer. Just speed right up here.
The Ultra Stamp.
It is, in fact, the Ultra Stamp. Also, yeah, we didn't even mention this, but this guy was kidnapped. So, this giant zapfish thing that's in that tube, he was kidnapped. That's the whole point of the plot, is that he was kidnapped again. He gets kidnapped. He's basically the Princess Peach of Splatoon. He gets kidnapped in every game.
Yeah, basically. He's like if
Someone draw
Princess
me...
Peach was a power plant.
Pretty much. Someone draw me Great Zapfish in a Princess Peach outfit. I will love you forever if you do that. I think the Octarians and Octolings probably are a little different, but they definitely are at least working together. It's kind of confusing, because most of the Octarians are just like tentacle thingies. They're kind of weird, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
The whole lore behind Splatoon is that it takes place after humanity was wiped out, and then the squids. In fact, actually, this story mode, I won't spoil, but this story mode does kind of explain it a bit more than what we even knew before. But the squids basically evolved and became the dominant species. So they're humanoid, but they're still squid-like in nature because they came from squids.
Yeah, it's like all of the like marine life is like ascended to a higher like conscious state of being.
I love that they have a level in this that's also just a Zipcaster because they know how fun the Zipcaster is to use.
Mm-hmm.
Because this last portion is just Zipcasting the level, basically.
Which I prefer much more than the Octo Expansion Inkjet section. I'm not the biggest Inkjet fan.
I would mostly agree, yeah. The Inkjet I don't think is too bad, but I won't deny that the Zipcaster is better. One thing I should mention is Splatoon is not... notorious isn't the right word. It's well known for being one of the best games for using motion controls for like the aiming. So I am using motion controls for controlling my squid character. So the aiming is being done by motion. I do think it is just very smooth. You can adjust the what's the word? Not accuracy. The sensitivity of the motion. Yeah, and I think it ends up working out pretty well, honestly. Are there more? You mean,
I think there are multiple
I think there's
great
multiple
Zapfish.
Yeah. Not how great is he if there's multiple of him?
I think it's like
species, maybe.
Yeah.
Like big, like how there's a giant squid, the great Zapfish is just
Yeah,
big species
it's like
of
great.
Zapfish.
It's like great white shark. Like, are they really all great?
I mean, I think so. You can tell me sharks aren't great?
They are, but that's just their species name.
Yeah. All right, we are heading to endgame. Get ready for everything to go nuts here. There's if you it's pretty wacky what happens.
Chat, I want you all to put all of your energy to Mega for this final stretch.
Let's do it. Also, 07's in chat for Captain Cuttlefish. He's now dead.
Unfortunately, Cuttlefish had his brain sucked out.
I'm not entirely sure what Grizz's plan actually was with all of his moving parts, but basically he's trying to basically bring back mammals, which is weird because we've already done that because there's a the judge for the the Turf Wars is a cat that was cloned from existing cats, so mammals already technically exist again.
That's only like one guy. If you're one mammal and you know of only one other, I feel like that is enough to qualify as like there are no mammals left.
Yeah, I guess my point is, why couldn't he just, instead of like his plan of turning everyone into fuzzballs, couldn't he have just like worked in cloning like science to clone himself?
Well, we've only seen one clone so far, which is Little Judd, and there's like notable genetic instability there. So
I'm pretty sure Big Judd is also a clone. Isn't
no,
he?
Big Judd was just cryo-frozen.
Oh, okay, he was cryo-frozen. Yeah, Splatoon has lore, by the way.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of lore.
Alright, everyone prepare for a lift.
Alright. So we are heading, Mr. Grizz is basically taking his rocket full of fuzzy ooze, and he's going to just basically blast the planet and turn everyone into fuzzballs, is his plan.
In less than
he's
5
a little bit
minutes.
mentally unstable at this point, I think.
Yeah.
He's definitely, he's like the last of his species. I don't really blame him for kind of losing his mind, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Splatoon 2, it was like, oh, he's just a sentient bear radio. Splatoon 3 is like, he's just a big bear.
He's not a big bear, he's a big bear made of bear sludge.
He's kind of like somehow adapted the squid's ink to like himself, so he has like this weird, he's just like, I don't know, he's weird. There is a lot of bear, and luckily squid tears revive squids somehow. The power of friendship.
It's like astronaut food, you just need a little bit of water to dehydrate it.
Okay, his plan is explained a little bit after the Secret of Kettlesturm, but what's not explained is why he needed Captain Kettlefish's brains. That's not really ever explained.
He was hungry.
Imagine if that's the only reason he kidnapped him. He's just like, I want a snack before my flight to space.
Yeah.
No, don't call it Hammergeddon.
Want some-
HR doesn't like that.
Need some fine-aged calamari before he sets off into space. Swirl it up, eels.
Alright, we're heading to the final boss, basically. Deep Cut is going to give us a little bit of a path upward with these eels. And we're also going to just ride this shark into space. Which, again, how can we go to space when we're underground, by the way? We somehow ride a shark out of the cave and blast off with our squid jump high enough to get into space, but we couldn't jump to the rocket. Sneaky, as a rocket scientist expert, explain.
Well, see, the thing is that when a rocket is moving, it's actually moving slower than when it's standing still. So when the rocket was just there, it was too fast for us to catch up to. But once it's launched, now we can catch up to it.
Also, we just have, like, helmet technology, by the way. Though I buy this because the squid gear is pretty sick.
Because you see, when it's underground, it's moving faster because the Earth's orbit, you see, it's spinning at a constant rate. So things closer to the core of the Earth are spinning faster. So once it's up in space, it's spinning slower relative to everything.
Don't explain it, it's anime. Alright, so we're fighting Mr. Grizz. We are definitely just fighting a bear on a rocket in space as a squid with a baby fish grabbing eggs to shoot at this giant space bear that is trying to destroy the world as we know it. So yeah, we'll need these eggs. These are the eggs from Salmon Run that you usually collect. A new mechanic that was added is that you can throw the eggs, but that's not really applied here. You're just mostly throwing small fry.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why small fry wasn't.
You were doing a super throw, not a normal throw.
Oh, okay, that's my bad. Muscle memory and all that jazz. This music's also incredible, by the way.
Yeah, and it increases in each phase.
Yeah. It is a remix of the Salmon Run theme, Happy Little Workers from 2, but it goes hard. Anime is not made to make sense. Anime is just an experience. If man was made, or if humans were made to understand anime, I don't know where I'm going with this, but Sneaky, help me out here.
I got nothing, sorry.
Okay.
You dug this hole, now live in it.
I can't, I have to be around for other blocks.
You can do that while living in a hole.
Or I can provide a convenient distraction so that people forget about that little hole you dug for yourself.
Sounds like a great
Let's go with
idea.
that option, please.
Alright, well, Sturm says that they have another fun and cool ocean fact, but I would argue that this is a fun and cool bear fact instead that we have.
Bears live in the ocean.
Sea bears.
Well, according to Sturm, bears do not live in the ocean, nor do they belong in space.
This is true.
To be fair, this is probably the most accurate thing Sturm has said all night.
Not true. Carcinization was accurate.
Okay. Well, he applied to humans, though. He said that all humans will become crabs. You're telling me that's accurate?
Well, we don't know for sure, but it's very likely. Check back in like 10 million years, I'm sure. The math will check out on that one.
I, for one, accept our new crab overlords.
You know what's one thing that I think is weird about this fight? Is that these golden egg
What?
models are not the same as the golden egg models in Salmon. They are different golden
Yeah, they have a
eggs,
different texture, yeah.
which is very
They
strange.
made specific golden egg models for this mode, but not for, like, the normal Salmon Run mode. I think they're also a little bigger.
Yeah,
too.
they're definitely larger than usual.
I wonder if that could be, like, an update, maybe, for, like, Salmon Run big mode.
Maybe.
Also, I like how you said the weirdest part of this fight, as if the weirdest part of the fight isn't fighting a giant bear in space.
Nah, that's normal.
You just do that on your weekends?
Yeah.
Okay. We haven't even got to the crazy part yet, by the way. You think, if you're looking like, wow, this is nuts, it gets nutsier. Also, the music goes, like, really hard here.
Yeah. Nice moves.
That jump is actually surprisingly, like, tough to... I mean, it's not... But, like, it's tougher than you expect for just a normal, like, progression forward.
Yeah, the jumps to and from that little platform there are surprisingly tough. But I guess it is the final
I don't know
boss.
which way he's... Okay, he's spinning this way. Okay. By the way, if you jump while the rocket's spinning, you will 100% just fly off into space because gravity. Definitely done that to speed myself up, and I sped myself up too much and fell off the rocket.
Excellent.
I mean, there's probably a way you could do it to, like, not jet yourself so far, but it's not easy. 5 eggs? I do. I guess I could still do this guy. Oh god, oh god!
He's letting loose his big bear attack.
Oh no! Space!
Space! Zany is saying they're super power eggs, so they're not golden eggs, they're super power eggs. Is this
Okay,
real?
what's the difference between golden eggs and superpower eggs, though? Being egg expert, chat.
An expert, if you will.
An expert, if you will. Oh god! Bear, don't... No! Okay, we're good.
Nice save.
Oh, don't jump! I'm gonna kill myself by jumping. Mega, listen to past Mega. Don't jump.
Do not jump. You sent Small Fry into the depths. Oh no, he
It's fine,
landed.
he
He wrapped around and landed.
Oh yeah, no. I didn't... He did not go into the void, it's fine. He's chilling. Oh god, I don't even... No. I've never had that happen so early. It took too much time.
He's a fire in his laser.
Oh!
Oh.
Double claws. I've definitely done this fight way smoother than I'm doing it now.
The on stage, the pressure's getting to you.
Yeah, the things that you're good at, you do like better at, and the things that you're bad at, you do good at. It's a curse.
That sounded to me, I think you said that wrong, because that is a straight up direct improvement.
Okay, hang on. I meant to say the things that you do bad at, you do good at, and the things that you do good at, you do bad at.
That's correct.
Is that not what I said?
I think you said the things that you're good at, you do better at.
Good. Oh, okay. that doesn't happen usually. Go, Small Fry.
Watch out, laser beam.
I don't need to fight this guy. Why am I even fighting this guy?
I don't know, I was waiting for you to figure that out. I wasn't gonna interrupt you.
Never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. Okay, are we done with the laser beams?
It's like it's claws incoming. That is not Small Fry.
It's not Small Fry. My pet is now a bomb. There we go. First try. Yeah, this boss is basically... This phase is also definitely skippable with a pause glitch, but it's still a fun fight to show off. Alright, so Mr. Grizz is like, hey, I know you beat me, but too bad. So he just does whatever this is.
Yeah.
And that's it. We lose.
He goes to explode his missile, ensuring complete global saturation.
But wait. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Oh wait, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So DJ Octavio is going to help us out, and we get a hype musical number to send us off. as we get to the final phase of this boss fight. Air horns. Thank you, big man. Alright, before we get into this final battle, any donations?
No new donations, but we are always accepting donations to put towards our goal for Stream for a Cause.
So our small fry is absorbing all of the marine life energy in the world, becoming the legendary, the amazing,
The ultimate fish.
he is now huge fry. So yes, we are in fact a squid riding on an octopus's mecha, fighting a giant space bear, fuzzy, gooey space bear that is fighting a giant magical salmon. This is Splatoon
With
3.
pineapple hair.
With pineapple hair. Splatoon 3 is not with pineapple hair, but the fish is.
I feel the need to say that ours is the small fry that will pierce the heavens.
This is definitely same kind of energy, honestly.
Return of the mammalians.
Believe in the squid that believes in you. Or believes in... Yeah, wait, yes? No, I don't know. I'm messing up all of these sayings tonight.
Believe in the squid that believes in you. Believes in me.
Alright. This phase is, in theory, not that hard, but I have... The second part of it, it's because of the way his arm is, it's a little wonky. But we're basically going to drive this mecha to him and suck up his fuzz balls.
Yeah. We gotta
basically.
clean them up.
And occasionally we'll get enemies that will be coming at us, so we have to keep track. But if we do not do it within 3 minutes, we lose, basically, and we have to redo it. Luckily, you don't have to do you just have to do this phase, not the previous phase.
Can you not move a little closer?
Yeah, I guess I can. Yeah, I didn't want that to happen where it, like, bounces back for a reason. Because I've had that happen where it, like, collides with his arm.
There are fake fuzzballs floating out there, so be careful.
Come on. No, small fry! What are you doing?
Schlurp.
This is what I mean, like, it's just a weird, awkward space for this one. Alright, there we go. It's like right in his armpit.
Yeah. The Achilles pit.
Off his butt.
The Octo Stamp trio.
Definitely annoying, to be honest.
Yeah. The Octo Stamp with headphones is really obnoxious.
Yeah, because he does that little, like, energy wave that you have to dodge.
Yeah.
These guys have pogo sticks. Okay, we got one more, I believe. I think we'll be fine as long as they just don't be bad.
You got this.
Yeah, that shot of the earth is really... It just makes it feel so epic. The music helps, too. I've gotten good at dodging the fuzzballs, at least.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, just so you know, you can't use small fry here for obvious reasons.
And that's a powerful shield. Alright, get the slurp on them.
Alright, now, they're not quite over. I have 100% definitely not done this and been shooting this laser and missed it by like a second and lost. But we're going to get time here coming up in just a second. When it faces white, I will do and time. Seems all my work has been for nothing. Times have changed. The world can never be as it was. Moving forward is the future. I suppose this is it then. You will not be receiving severance pay! Alright, and that's the game. That is Splatoon 3 Story Mode. We saved the squid life, and luckily Small Fry does become Small Fry again. He only gets temporarily huge. He's a Digimon, not a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this run. I gotta see, I think, because I think I ended up pretty much going, just within time, but I think I thought if I happened to do it really fast, we'd have a lot of extra time, but it ended up not happening. That's probably fine. But I'll have to see if we are wrapping up here for getting ready for the next block. But thank you guys for watching. This is my last block that I am running, but I will be around for later blocks. You might see me around here in a bit. And Sneaky, what are you doing? You haven't done a run yet.
I have not. That will not last very long. Stay tuned for immediately after this. I will be playing Metroid Prime Pinball, the probably least speedrun Metroid game of all time, besides maybe Federation Force. And then later today at 8:30, I will be playing the duology of PC Pokemon games, Pokemon Masters Arena and Pokemon Team Turbo, which, if you've never heard of these games before, doesn't surprise me at all, but you should definitely check them out because they are very strange games.
I highly recommend checking out those blogs. Let me just get the go-ahead. But yeah, like I said, thank you guys for sticking around for the overnight block. As we're wrapping up here, did we get any last-minute donations during that fight?
No, we did not get any further donations, but we did get a lot of hype over that final battle.
I hope you guys all enjoyed that. I'm glad I was able to show this off. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get this game ready because it had just come out. But after playing it and it working out well I think it works out really well for a speedrun. I'm really glad I was able to show this off to you guys. I think Splatoon makes for a good overnight game. It has kind of like weird vibes, so it works well for those blocks. But yeah, I think that's about it. If there's nothing else, we're probably good to go to intermission. I will see you guys when I Co-Comm for the next block.
Alright. Thank you again to Mega Freak 400 for that fantastic run of Splatoon 3 Story Mode. Give him some love, chat. Give him some love. And as was alluded to, up next, we are going to be having a little swap in Co-Comm and runner roles, as Sneaky Scarab is going to be doing a run of Metroid Prime Pinball, so definitely stick around for that. For anyone who is just tuning in, maybe just waking up for the day. This is the Stacked Game Marathon. We've been going strong all weekend raising money for Stream for Cause. Stream for Cause works with nonprofit organizations to create sustainable programming and provide grants to support grassroots and local organizations. And anyone can submit a nonprofit at the bottom of the Stream for a Cause homepage. So if you have a local charity that's near and dear to your heart, then definitely give them a shout out on the Stream for a Cause page. And we're also still pretty close, inching ever closer to our next milestone of $7,000 raised during the marathon. If we can, well, not if, but when we next reach that, we will be doing a giveaway for a Steve and Alex Amiibo 2-pack. But we are going to be taking a quick break while we do a setup swap, so we will be back very shortly, and in the meantime, enjoy some fabulous tunes. All right, we are just about good to go. So while we're doing a couple final checks, I want to remind everyone that we do have our bid war for our upcoming SX on Tour run. That'll be happening at 9 a.m. Currently, Peach is winning on that one. But
without further ado, it sounds like we are good to go for our next run. So please welcome back Sneaky Scarab and Mega Freak 400 for some Metroid Prime Pinball.